Snoopy's Robot Boat, Mantua Models and Thames Hospice near Bray Lake, rough cut photo trail and raw video clips on Friday the 28th of October 2022. I'll say now that this video is not going to be much more than a very rough cut photo trail and unedited video of what happened today on the 28th, Friday the 28th of 2022. But the relevant information is a video that's been there for a while, which is the test of Snoopy's Robot Boat, and let's just play it at Bray Lake before eventually we got round to making the attempt, and that is Thames Hospice in the background, and there are key members of Team-Joker. That's me, that's little Jai, Dick. Right,
in the background here is
that's enough of that. Let's go into the actual material. As I say, pretty well just all the rough material shot. So I'll start the intro out there. Snoopy's Robot Boat, Mantua Models and Thames Hospice at Bray Lake on Friday the 28th of October 2022. This is Bentley. He's the guard cat. Aren't you, Bentley? You've been training our cat Toady, haven't you? Right, come on then. Always get interrupted by things. Yes, that's my car. It's just had its value doubled by adding a tyre. I've had it quite a few years. Anyhow, I'm getting distracted, which is not unusual. This is our address in Sunninghill, 22 Armitage Court. The warning sign about our cat Toady, you might get a glimpse of him, but basically that's the cat from opposite Bentley. He's been training Toady in all sorts of things. Yes, Robin's Corner is where GPS was tested from the late 80s onwards, and down the bottom there is my birthday present from June, which is a lovely bit of garden sculpture. So, what's the first thing to show? Snoopy's Robot Boat. He spent over 8 weeks at sea after being launched. By the way, the route down to where we launched him from was driven in our camper, and that's the battle damage on it. A lot of people have seen. June said Robin did it. Robin said the wall did it, but the wall is okay. So, any other videos give the details. This one, let's get through it a bit quicker. But basically, it was only last Saturday that the boat came ashore, and what we've been doing with advice from other people is diagnosing why it failed, and we found that out in the last day or two, and this is documenting it. But while I'm here, I better point out the warning signs. Yes, cameras everywhere. Yes, home of Murdoch. Scientist Robin Lovelock. Beware of web cameras and water squirters. You need to look at the small print carefully. So, right. Well, June, of course, is watching tennis now, and so the key thing is that we had a lovely day. John Sylvester, founder member of Team-Joker, and myself, all at very short notice, and after I'd been doing some work there, we ended up going to Mantua Models and then Bray Lake, but at Thames Hospice at the side of the lake back. So that's it. By the way, that car just doubled its value recently by having a new tyre fitted. The garage does it at cars for 25 years. We're in the rain. There's Snoopy's robot boat. Just back from the channel for a couple of months. And June's got a little pendant tracker, like one of these on there, so I can see typically when she gets back. So, you never know, she might spend a bit of time in the clubhouse. If it's raining, a bit of any luck, they get a bit of tennis as well. And there's all the junk in the garage, which is what is one of the main activities going on at the moment, and that's where it links into this do-it-yourself SOS, Snoopy's robot boat, etc. But more of that later. Starting to spit with rain. Okay, enjoy your tennis. Right. Go back here, and before we have a quick look in the garage, we're making progress on finding out what happened with the robot boat. We know exactly now what it was. More than 6 weeks in the channel, and why did it fail? It found it out is because silly Robin hadn't filed a little flat on the thing, but we got the materials yesterday. But let me just open the garage door. Oh, watch out, don't slip over. That's the peanuts that I leave out. There we are. Lovely bit of decoration here. I've got to put a bit of white paint around there. And yes, lots of stuff here, and it's got to be cleared up, but you only get that by having the space for it. Now this is very similar to the video that we made a few days ago, but I thought may as well start like this because we've got the later information. So that was from yesterday, the extra information we got. And what we have here is the original stuff, and we've confirmed that the problem was the grub screw wasn't in there. Now this is where I go in closer. So yesterday one of the things we did was get the right materials, and this is what I should have done ages ago when that boat was built, which is file a flat on there, and then this, the grub screw, which goes on with an Allen key, can actually poke into the hole there. Don't need to drill that out because the other one is already drilled out. Let's see where June is, whether the tracker's working. That's the little pendant tracker that she typically carries on her handbag. And we switch to satellite imagery. Yeah, it looks as though she's already there. So she's got to the tennis court or Alaska tennis court, and there's the information when the last update was. Battery 100% fully charged, and that's the important stuff. And essentially that is where her handbag is, I expect. So if we just double or click on that, yeah, that makes sense. So that's the clubhouse, just that building there, and they're probably sheltering the clubhouse, I expect, or sitting on the seats looking at the courts. So that's fine. So because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, I decided to catnap and see whether I'd end up getting a call to go to the pub with somebody. And the most important person from my point of view is John Sylvester, founder member of Team-Joker. So I go to the usual place that I doze, which is in front of the closed circuit TV, and also we'll see if it rains here. So that's the front porch and Snoopy's robot boat. Yes, I only use a dumb mobile phone, and so if anybody rings me, that'll wake me up. So time to get a bit of sleep. I've just been ringing my friends to see if there's any chance I might suddenly get woken up by somebody wanting a pub, which would be great. So I spoke to John, but I didn't get an answer phone or reply. Stuart, who's in Kent, and Terry, and yeah, basically we had it yesterday and did that. Richard and Fate, no, they're not. Yeah, I spoke to Alan Edwards. It's all a question of whether what's going to happen, and he said, oh, he's got COVID. He sounded all right. Obviously, complicating things like family we're going to visit, he can't. But he said, oh, make sure you don't forget to clean that salt off the electronics now, he says, before it all goes. So, in fact, I thought, yeah, I will do that. And about, as I was just looking at that information, I get a call from Paul. June's just back from tennis. How did the tennis go?
Yes, we won.
Yeah, oh, you still won? You say you played?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, well, I've been ringing around, and Alan has got COVID, right? But he sounded all right.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously upset the relatives visited him. But he said, make sure, he said, that you get that, wash that salt out of the box.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so those guys have given the tips by email.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing the best I can, and
Yeah.
you get the most detailed one. And I thought rainwater might be the best.
Yeah.
They said, they mentioned detergent, so that's
Yeah.
what I'm doing at the moment.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Voltages, written them down, and I'm about to get some rainwater, which might be the right thing to wash them in. Sources of rainwater in that, but the pond gets rainwater, but it also gets tap water put in it occasionally. So we're just going round. Question is detergent. Now, I was told not to go put in the ordinary detergent. I'm not sure if we've got anything else, so I might just keep it simple and do it with what we've got there. Ordinary rainwater. Here we go, let's just see what happens. And it seems they're saying it's interesting that the water level I'll do for now. Dear to have that power extension near it when I was doing it, but we all make mistakes. That's right, isn't it? Ready now to get a bit of June's help to get the water out of the box. I think the easiest way is for her to film me while I lift the boat and turn it up. Fee hasn't yet gone up to get changed, and so I think the easiest one, it's already rolling, you just sort of follow me doing the process of tipping it over. So it's like that. Hopefully it'll be alright. Loads of other stuff that doesn't matter. That's things like the samples of seaweed and that spare servo arm, which of course we bought but didn't know. Oh right, well that's other stuff, the box lid, no problem. So I put that back. I don't think anything's damaged. Put all those things out away. Yeah, that's not exactly high priority to do that. So, I'll take the camera again. Thank you, dear. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Now, I wonder if she noticed that what I brought down was a hairdryer. So we plugged that in because Alan, I think, or John had suggested using the airing cupboard. Let's have a look. So I've certainly used this tool before, but not for this exact purpose. So the name of the game is we dry it out as best we can, then we put it on charge, and then we see whether it holds its charge longer. Because before it was not holding the charge very long at all. So then we can see whether we're making progress. So we'll see how long we get it. My detailed blog pages really pay off. I was thinking, what was that rudder like that was lost at sea? Well, obviously symmetrical, that shape, you can see the proportions, and the shaft must have come up more or less through the middle. And so that's the first question. And so then if I just scroll up a bit further on that same blog, yeah, that says that was Thursday the 1st of October 2020, and the weight 14.75 kilogram. And this is the bit I was just looking for now, which is up here, which is how did the stuff go round? And up here we actually see what way round the stuff was wired. Sorry, I'm talking a load of rubbish there. What I'm looking for, and I have actually gone through the process here, is what was the geometry of the servo rudder linkage, because I know there were times when it went across that way. So it was that way round. Obviously we're going to have a shaft coming up here, so it's that way round like that. So rather than disassemble all that, then we just got to find a bit of shaft there. Maybe not too long after we'd actually make a rudder, but the first thing is to see what works, including power. The picture I'd seen earlier, block diagram of the system, Friday 30th of October 2020, and the key thing is the geometry of the servo arm goes there, comes across and onto, I said the servo, yeah, that's, well, not sure, that's a rudder post arm. So we know that's the way round it's got to go. So if we're going to have a bit of steel shaft the right size with a flat on it, which we've got, we may as well have it the right length for that rudder. So looking at that, the length of the roller shaft, it was just about the top of the lid here down to there, but the trouble is it would then have a bit bend in it. Well, it's not trouble, the end bent, so it gets more leverage. So roughly that distance there, down there, compare with that, with the proportions of the boat, it looks in the same ballpark as the distance down there. So give that a try. Saw it off. Turn that hairdryer off so I can hear what I'm saying. Right, so we're just going to make a judgment on length, which is, roughly speaking, the length we cut off of this, we can always change it again, is about that length. So I'll saw it off about there. There's the saw. If I saw it roughly in half so it balances there, it'd be about the right length. I've got two of them. Out here, I may as well take the burrs off and have two of them, including filing a flat on both. But that file's not really ideal, so let's try and make a better flat. That may have been what the problem was anyhow. But I didn't do the job properly because I didn't have the right tool to hand. So that was the problem. When I was looking for something more like this, all I could find was that, and so consequently I didn't do a very thorough job of the flat. So let's do it properly. A perfect job. Those flats should cut more significantly in, I think. There. Same thing applies. Yeah, it is that end. Yes, there. So that's outstanding. I'll probably forget that. That's why you do a blog. So somebody will say, Robin, did you do the flats properly? Or did you get the right file to do the job? That's it, water squirters. So that will slip in there. But before I do it, I may as well do the job properly and put a bit of grease on it, as I might forget. So where's my grease? Through here. And it's, I know there's somewhere over here. It says something on grease. Where are we? Is it that one? Yeah, we go. Grease is listed there. So amongst that lot, and that's probably it. Multi-purpose grease, I'm sure that's the stuff I used. So let me smear it. Familiar. Stick used and greased the pole, and we'll see about putting it in the boat now. After putting the grease back where it belongs. So that goes into the brass tube, which is down here, and we'll do it that way round. We'll just pop it there, let it drop. There we go, it's dropped right through. That's fine. That's a good place to start. Normally, after it's all assembled and everything, put a load of grease around the bottom end, and of course then we make sure it's clean at the top before it's assembled, and extra sealant put on. We're not going to put the extra sealant on. Just doing it for testing, because basically that can't be used. We'd have to use a new one, we'd have to drill it out. So The grub screw is obviously well locked in there, but it doesn't matter because we'll prop that up and we should be able to do some tests. So let's switch this on again to continue the drying. Got robot boat batteries on charge using this, and that has been used recently to charge up the spare spot tracker. Right, before we go putting any of the stuff on charge, we'll see what the voltages are now compared with what they were when I measured them first thing this morning. I think by now one would realise that this is either a case you've got to have different tools, or it's a two-person job. Not just the check-in, but doing one thing at the same time as another. Anyhow, what I've got a note of here in my diary was left hand side 2.32 volts. So what I'll do is I'll just stop this recording because it's very difficult to do at the same time as measure, and actually do those tests. You young engineers are going to say, you shouldn't have been measuring the voltages on those dirty contacts, you should have made them bright. Yeah, we might as well do it simply so I don't forget. Cleaned up a little bit, not to done the job properly, but to remind anybody who looks at it, including myself, it needs to be done. Another matter. That was John Sylvester calling from Ascot, and changed his priorities completely. I continue this, but John's coming over here, said he'd be over here in about 15 minutes, which is about 15:15. So we'll see what we do. At least we'll see firsthand what we've done, and you never know, we might end up going over to the Thames Hospice. If he drives, so much the better. Okay, right, let's just finish what I was doing. So I've just put the left hand side pack on charge. There's the charger on red. So get that started, and I guess John will be arriving soon, so just make sure we're ready. I think it's safe to look at this bit of the diary. Cleaning of salt bolts, here we go, 2.32 right hand side, 3.4, oh that was combined, sorry, left hand side 2.32, right hand side 3.40, combined 3.18, the spot 0.2. And then before I put it on charge, but I had washed it, 2.34 left hand side, 2.87 right hand side, 2.73 combined, spot 0.64. So I won't even try to remember those numbers. Switch off the voltmeter and we'll see what happens. I found that if I switch on that side, it didn't do it then, but the servos did move, and it didn't on the other side, but that's without checking voltages. But anyhow, I did get the same effect as we did whenever it was, a day or two ago. Things that doesn't particularly want to be involved with John, because she could have given him a much better account of what happened yesterday. Not to worry, I'm going to sit here and hopefully see him arrive first of all on the drive, probably in his Tesla, and then to the door. Of course he might spend ages looking at that, but ideally we better come in and relax, and well, I think I know what I'll show him, which is how to get to the YouTube video, because I think all he had was an email, and so it will be, he probably knows, but the key thing is how easy it is to do. So that's the video that became live. You can use the stop that and you'd say yeah, more, and that is obviously public for anybody who's interested, and it gives a very detailed account of basically what we hoped would happen yesterday. But anyhow, that's another matter. He'll be arriving soon, I should think. Come in earlier, I thought that might have been John or something. So I came into the Thunderbird, and of course it said, oh, a new version is updated. I thought, oh, may as well. Hopefully it'll still behave the same. I've got the video that became available overnight up there, and it's got a large description there, and I'm just relaxing here, and hopefully when John turns up I won't rush to meet him. I'll let him ring the doorbell and you'll see how things go, because I bet he'll spend a lot of time looking at the boat. Had the main phone ringing. Could have been anything. June said it was a junk call. Of course I could have just left it for the answer phone to go, and whatever it was, including John ringing on the landline, then that'd be fine. But anyhow, it's glimpsed John here. So there he is in the mirror. There he is coming down the drive. So I don't know how long it is till it gets out of the car, but then he'll appear coming down here. So let's just enlarge. I'll wait until he walks down. I'll stop it for the moment because he might spend a little while in the car. See him coming down here. So let's just see if a bit naughty of me really, but yeah, he can ring the doorbell when he wants us to. So he has a look round. He's enjoying that. Maybe he hasn't seen that before. Yes. Battle damage, etc. Right, now he's having a look at the boat. Oh, he's going to ring the bell. Okay. Okay. I better go to the door then. Sorry, John, I have to confess. Come on in. You see what I was doing. I basically, come on in. Very naughty of me, but I basically saw your arrival, and oh, is there a cat coming in, by the way? Fierce pussy cat. Anyhow, so I thought, you know, what would you do? And it was, yeah, it's fine. Right, sorry about that. I'll stop it now.
A rude joke.
That's a good one.
I've never told a rude joke in my life. Well, that's true.
You lying cow.
Brilliant. Oh, I'm glad we had that diversion. Right, okay then, John. Right.
Oh, well.
Okay, see you then, June.
Yeah,
We'll see you when we see you. We'll probably retrace the same route we took before, but the difference is... Right, okay. Yes, so bye-bye, Snoopy. We'll leave you there.
Oh, looks a mess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And yes, we do have a video some time ago of John with his Tesla. So I guess sit in the as a passenger, do I, John?
Yeah, I think you better sit on the other side there.
Oh, I feel safer, by the way, if you drive rather than let the car do it. So,
This is in the
right.
front, you know. Not a...
yes.
Good.
Right.
I thought you were going to go into the boot.
Yes, that's it. That'll do the end of that take. Driving, and we're on the way, hopefully, to Mantua Models. So, okay, left. No, I'm not going to do it, all of it.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
What are you going to do? Go through the village? It's up to you.
Parents.
That's the way I go.
Telling jokes late at night, and then waking up early with a small child in the morning.
It's always difficult here.
Called
Right, that'll do. Past Chapman's, where we've got a lot of the hardware for Snoopy's boat in the early years. Coming up to where they're doing work, of course.
For history.
On every
Yeah.
episode, we're exploring some of our
The
favorite
Jade,
dishes
which used to be
and
called the Jade Fountain,
from our Mexican
and that's
culture.
where
We'll share personal
the second
memories and family
TV
stories.
programme
Code, culinary customs,
made by
and
Knick Knowles and
a
put it
recipe
to the
or
test.
recipe to try at home.
He was arrested, allegedly, on camera by the Thames Valley Police. It was absolutely brilliant. I saw that was back in 95, the first one he did, with their software running in a Lexus, that was. And he basically scripted the whole broadcast. And, I just made sandwiches for people, including the police and the contractors putting kit into the police car. And, oh, yeah, that's the Jade. So that appears in the Knick Knowels video. Past what was the Wells. Yeah. That was in fact on the Knick Knowels video.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember going in there. I had some clients from there.
That's it. We're going to do a left and down Water Splash Lane rather than go through Cheapside Village. And past the school on it, right, and we're down to the low point, which is where the old water splash. Yeah, that's it, and that's where the ditch was. And then the the royal place is over there, home farm and all that. And then we come up here and left. You just have to be a bit careful, which you know. So we go left towards Windsor. The place that in more recent years Andrew acquired, Prince Andrew that is, and then I think there was some arrangement of others.
And Fergie's place, I think they're pulling it down, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it. That's where Andrew and Fergie
Used to
live.
there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, it's being modernised, and I think he's got a business friend.
He's moved into his mummy's house.
Whatever, be careful because I'm making this a video. So we're coming up to what we know colloquially. We're going on to Windsor as Peanut Roundabout. So that is quite a landmark. There you go. So this is Peanut Roundabout, and we're going to continue on the road to Windsor.
Right, to the right then.
Yeah, just follow it round.
Okay.
Yeah, round to the right to begin with. I'll point out the other things. That's it. So that's it. So it round to the right, and then we'll be going across to the left-hand lane to go.
Oh, the left-hand side.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going up what I think is known as Sheet Street that way. And
yes.
But of course, I've been known to call it something different. I don't know if I get the pronunciation right.
Have a list of you saying that.
Well, okay, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, we know people on this stretch as well. I think the lovely neighbours of ours at Armitage Court, the Watsons, years ago they moved out here, and I think it's probably too long ago now. The head of Nokia Europe, I think, lived there as well, but that doesn't matter. Dropping names, often the most important people, and right at the bottom of an organisation, believe it or not. I'm only videoing this because I'm assured that it's legal, and I'm not encouraging.
I'm still in control.
Yeah, he's still in control, that's right. And so I'm certainly not encouraging him. Right? And there's the magic match. We're coming up to it. No, not ask you to. I'm just doing that. No.
Okay.
So we go straight on here to Legoland, right? And it's always debatable which lane is appropriate.
Well, it's the left lane.
Yeah.
Just in the highway code, use the left lane.
Yeah,
unless you're
exactly.
Turning.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Or
that's
overtaking.
what I would have done as well. Yeah, so this is it, and he's got to give way, hasn't he? I don't know.
Well, I'm not going to overtake on the inside.
No, exactly. Right. As I think John said, he was one of the early Lexus owners, but they're as common as muck now, aren't they, Lexus?
Lexus.
It's me. Freudian slip.
Or the Toyota.
Tesla. Sorry, John. Tesla. The reason I'm thinking Lexus is that was Knick Knowels before they brought Lexus in. So sorry about that. Sorry, Mr. Tesla. That's that other guy, and they bought out Twitter.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Trump. No, that's
Mr. Trump.
No, not Mr. Trump. No,
Musk.
Musk. That is it. Mr. Musk. Yeah, he's got a show now. Yeah. And what we're approaching is, this will be interest for a lot of me overseas friends. We're coming to Legoland, right? And of course, because the obvious thing between John and myself is he was the founder member of Team-Joker, the robot boats, and before that, Team-Joker was doing. Here we go. Here's Legoland, and of course, the British are pretty lousy with their road signs of not keeping the vegetation off them, so we go straight on. Yeah, so here's the plastic reindeer. Yeah, and we straight on.
Where's he going?
I don't know, perhaps he doesn't know. Not to worry. Right, I'll give you the directions as we get there and there. That's where we go there. We're now going past on the road to, well, take us to Mantua Models, and also is signed.
Now,
It's
it's one of these roads on the right.
Right.
You'll have to
Keep going. Yeah, no problem. You keep going, and eventually you'll see a tall mobile phone mast. It's just about coming into sight, but when you're at the mobile phone mast, there's a small road right. So as you get closer, you'll see the mobile phone mast. So it's more. You're practically on top of the mobile phone mast where you turn right, and you go down a small lane instead of going straight on. Practically there then. So go past these here.
Is it down here, isn't it?
No, a bit further. So I think as I remember it, you're practically on the mast, and then it's where you take a right. Yes, here we go. This one. It's just over there. Yeah, that's it. Kenton Lane, that's the one.
Right, yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I couldn't remember it, but I just remember the mobile phone mast. Yeah, and so then it's just down the very end. Yeah, exactly.
Let me turn right.
No, turn left. You come down the end, there's a roundabout, you turn left, and it's literally a couple of 100 yards on the left.
Okay.
And that is I think that might even be, I'm not sure it's the Windsor Road. No, it's not the Windsor Road, yeah. Right, that's it. So we're on our way to Mantua Models, which have been the supplier for Snoopy's robot boats pretty well soon after John told me about the project in 2006. So it's left here, this the Deadworth Road, that's it. And the key thing is whether we'll be able to get parking. But if we're lucky, we might be able to park outside the shop. If there's a slot available, if there's not, we can go to the garage, but any slot here, and that's Mantua Models. Yeah, you got one, perfect. Yeah, there we go.
Good beacon.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. How about that? So that's where we are now. Right. Oh, I can't hear the engine.
Also, turn it off, shall I?
I don't know. John's going to come in with me. Sorry. Because that's what he wants to do. He wants to surprise them. Oh, sorry. Hang on. I ended up getting some plywood for the rudder. So that's it. Lovely. Now, where's John? Is he bored? No, he's still looking around. Yeah, that's where we got the materials, which is the steel rod and the brass tube. And over here was where we got those things, which have got to be drilled. But anyhow, I've got them at home. That was it. So yeah, and so that's where we've been coming for years for all the materials. But anyhow, that's the end of that cut, I think. So something. So have I, but yeah, so we got a regular over there, so everybody give a little wave and I'll shoot off, right? There, he's counting the money. Okay, thank you very much. See you then. Bye. Yeah, bye. Right, so the next stop is the Thames Hospice, and that is going to be a lot more relaxed, but that worked out lovely anyhow, so it's going to continue down that for a bit. Tesco supermarket just there, keep on straight on, and we're going to be taking a right.
Maybe we could stop in there?
No, definitely what I'm saying, definitely. So we're now on the, I think that's the old Windsor Road here, isn't it? Which would take us past the filling station on the left, past the road off to the right to Bray Lake, which is Monkey Island Lane, and then there is the entrance, which is new, into the Thames Hospice, and that is absolutely brilliant. Places we considered for a wedding reception many years ago.
Car.
That's the landmark there. That's the route to Bray Lake, the normal clubhouse for Bray Lake Water Sports. And we just keep on here, and we go past the parade of shops that has now got Herbie's Pizza a bit further along, and I think we know where those lights are. This used to be a Sicilian cafe called La Spiga, which means the ear of corn. So
we should know about that, shouldn't we?
Yeah, so Figaro, Herbie's Pizza, and the place we're talking about is on the right. It might possibly where that car's coming out, and it should be signed well when you get on top of it. It may be a bit further. Oh, that's it. Yeah, so it's
turn right.
Yeah, it's turn right where that car's coming out. So this is it, and in fact, right, this is it. So this is the Thames Hospice, and what we saw is a cafe as well. But either way, you just park up as close as you like to the entrance, which is what we did. The main entrance is straight over there where that round thing is. Yeah, and that's what we did. You just park as close as you like, and that is really good. Oh. Yeah, it's just
Gosh, it looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. And as I say, we went in, and their main thing was have a walk around the lake, but we did actually go in and have a look, and I chatted to
That's
staff.
not for old people, is it?
Yeah, that's good. I think this is. I think this is a problem. Ambulance and night entrance. That's fine. This is perfect. Yeah, lovely. Right. Getting some things. So we thought, yeah, we'll take a check inside. Cafe, which is much better. It's absolutely lovely. And there we go. Take a look outside now. Ah, there's the lovely. Ah, right, this is Capian Lake. This is where June and I, well, we walked along there from the footpath on the road, and then walked along there, and of course there's the clubhouse, Bray Lake Water Sports, just out there, and where Snoopy is normally launched from is just about there. Changing Lives Through Giving, Bradbury Foundation, Hong Kong, Catherine Mars Griffiths. There you go. Please beware of the gully, yes. Please keep off the stones. Lovely seats here. Lovely. Time to go home. Absolutely lovely place. From the point of view that you clicked on navigate, it asks you to put in something, so I put in 22 Armitage Court, immediately recognised that as being Ascot, and so that, brilliant, very easy. and of course its route might be different to the one that we would normally use ourselves, and it could be I mean, John knows the way back. I'm just looking at how good the graphics are. Yeah, that's the way I'd go. Hollywood Road. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Perhaps the sound's off or something. That doesn't matter. Anyhow, it's fine. It's working. Lovely. Off. Right near Holyport Lodge, and it is years since I've been down this lane, because it was when my mum, Evelyn Lovelock, was in Holyport Lodge care home, which is just over there. It's a pooper one. But yeah, fascinating. Slight turn off there, but that's the sort of thing I like. I hadn't even noticed it before, which is a real telephone box, even though it's probably used as something different. That could be a functional one. And there's the pub over there. We know that well, the George and Dragon. Yeah, brilliant. That's it, and that's the access road for the care home. Yeah. That's it, down here and left, isn't it? So that all shows there. Here we got the Holyport School on the left, and because this is a run that we've made lots of times, not just at Bray Lake, but there's other lovely places out here. Oh, that is it, isn't it? That's Holyport School. It's just they've obviously built it up in recent years.
Now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We rely so much on China. Too much.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. That's just the way it is.
Doesn't have to be.
We're now doing our usual turn right into Armitage Court, and we don't have any sound. Because we haven't found out how to do it, because they did a software update apparently, but I found it very easy to put the destination in, and so I'm not going to say anything too encouraging, but I remember when we were coming out on the first test drive of the Tesla, he took us out, he I think burnt rubber on the road. That was where Richard's house is, and there we go. My expensive car there, which I think the street value is about, well, it was about £100, but it's been doubled because we changed the tyre.
Oh, I think the number plate would be worth that.
Well, yeah, that's true. I've got that as well. Yeah, right, okay. Right, stop that. John's not coming to the house because, like me, there's not enough hours in the day. But it's been absolutely fantastic. Not just chauffeur driven, but our time over at, where was it? Thames Hospice, wasn't it? Right, so there we go then.
Bye-bye all.
Right, okay, cheers. Yeah. Of plywood material to make, well, several rudders there, but as well, and we'll just see how this has been doing. Battery keeps on going flat. I have to keep charging it up. Oh, you just got back from tennis, the social tennis. How did it go?
Yes, good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ah, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, okay. Well, we had a brilliant time with John over at the, well, went past the Mantua models. I came back with a bit of plywood. John came back with a little model aeroplane.
Oh.
Lovely time. She shot all the same stuff, but better than when we were there.
Right.
And then we had a lovely cafe lunch.
Yes.
Yeah, because that cafe is the area.
Yeah.
We're there. It was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyhow, what I was in the process of saying, this is on the video, it's still rolling, is, yes, stupid me, and now where is it? It's, yes, it's probably, we pull it apart, but basically, that is the typical steel rod, and one has to, instead of it being circular, it should actually have a flat filed on the side, and I think you'll see it in other raw material, and that's the plywood, which is suitable material for the rudder. And somewhere I'll probably find a lot of reputation here because well, it's been done, but that picture there shows on one of the blog pages that boat when it was all repaired Friday the 30th of October 2020, but of course COVID meant that we never got any further. So the key thing is that there's a grub screw hexagonal bolt goes in there, but it has to go in, not just sliding on the rod, but actually to hit a flat. Then that won't twist. And yeah, no good having just resin and Loctite on it. The key thing is the grub screw needs to go into the flat, and that was the fundamental reason we now realise why after a few days at sea, this is a couple of months ago now, all that buffeting, the rudder, sure enough, that joint there will break, and then the rudder will slide, and this rudder will slide out and be lost. And as soon as that happens, water will come up in the what is a brass tube, even though it's got grease in it. And so we're coming back here. So this is, of course, oh, let's switch this off. It's a drying up process. So basically, that there you can't see now, but that's what actually happened. Is we just put a shaft in there to show it. So we've now got the grub screw going into a flat on the shaft, but anyhow, that's it. So as soon as the seawater got in, obviously within probably no time, hours, certainly a day or two, the seawater would get to the electrics. This is after we've been cleaning it, so it's in a lot better state, and of course the batteries will go flat. And in addition to that, other bits may fail. But if there's no power, then nothing will work. And the first thing that we know definitely didn't work is that, because the reporting stopped. So what we've done within a few days, we've diagnosed that no, it didn't spend ages on a beach. Didn't have to, because that happens anyhow at the moment with the channel water being so warm. But of course after that it drifted with the wind and tide, and it was just amazing where it ended up. Lots and lots of words, lots and lots of repetition, but basically we'll see if I can throw this material together as a rough cut of what happened today, which lovely, it featured John Sylvester, founder member of Team-Joker, and us going over to the newly discovered, if you like, Thames Hospice and cafe on the north side of Bray Lake, opposite Bray Lake water spouts, where we've been going for years. So that'll do for now. Then the wrap up. I said nobody's interested in his real beer. Anyhow, the important thing is we came back with some plywood from Mantua Models, and yes, it was the right stuff. It's the right size for making a rudder. No urgency for that. We could wait till next year sometime, but the key thing is we've diagnosed what the problems were with Snoopy's last attempt, and there's hardly anything to be changed other than now we're getting to the stage where we say what bits have we got to replace. And the rudder bit was the bit we didn't know, because we didn't even know what size and shape it was, but we found that out earlier by looking on the blog. So everything else we know, we've probably got the spares there, and just a question of doing it. So it only remains to say, take care, stay safe, and enjoy what days we have.